Hello, human beings. I am Crazy Legs again, and this is my review of the Oculus Quest 2. I used it for the majority of this weekend, and this is kind of my 2 cents of how it is to use and how good it actually is compared to the Vive that I have already for a wheelchair user. So we will start with the controllers. That's most likely the smallest part of this video. So the controllers are fairly small, which is actually great in itself. As a wheelchair user, you need to move around sometimes in the wheelchair, and having small controllers so you can actually have some grip on your wheels is actually amazing. There's one thing though that I currently have a problem with: the grip button. I have a tendency to just close my hand fingers is on the grip button, so I hold it down constantly. It's not a problem with the controller itself. It's just me that is like, I wanna hold it like this, and then I hold my middle finger. I press the button constantly. I noticed that, so it's a thing that I need to like remember to not do constantly. So it's not a problem with the controller. It's just how like I'm used to the other controllers where you need to grip it and then you can click the grip button if you want to. I have seen that there are a add-on for these controllers here where you can get a strap from here to here, just like the index controllers, and I kind of want to get those because also I don't know if it's normal for Quest users. Maybe other Quest users can answer this. I want to let go of these controllers. I want to like open my hand so I'm not holding on the controllers. That's not really something you can do. So I might get that strap, the index strap, as they call it. I found a video, and I will try and see if I can remember to put it down below. But I found a video where they actually talked about it. So I want to maybe get that. So yeah, the controllers, honestly, I love them. I love that you have a joystick here, because moving around with joystick is a billion times better, especially when you can't move around yourself. Then having the fine control of a joystick is game changer number one for the controllers. Extra buttons, great. Like, I'm not kidding when I'm saying that these are so much better than my Vive controllers, Vive Wands, if I'm not mistaken. They also weigh less. There's not a lot to say about the controllers other than they are great. There is joystick, there is touch sensitivity. There's a touch sensitivity thing here. I'm not really sure what to use for it that far, but it's there. You can faintly see it. The battery life is amazing. Like, I used it, I drained the battery on the headset like 6 times or something already, and the batteries in these are still 100%. So the battery life on the controllers are great, and they track extremely well. I had a problem yesterday actually with a game called A Township Tale where it actually lost traction, but that's because that it's tracking via the cameras. The controllers are being tracked by the cameras here, that there and vice versa. If the cameras cannot see the controllers, then the headset doesn't know where the controllers are. There is, as far as I know, there is some like quote unquote magic where it's like kinda guessing where you're moving your hand in the trajectory that you're moving it. So when it can't see the controller, it kinda guesses where you are moving your hand. But if the cameras can't see your hands, then they can find the controllers. I only had it once in all the games that I played the whole weekend, and I know why. And I kinda expected it, because as a wheelchair user, your legs or the chair itself is sometimes covering up the ground area that you're trying to pick stuff up from. I hope you know what I mean. If not, then of course leave a comment in the comment section. Moving on, this headset has like a massive game changer for a wheelchair user. This headset here supports hand control, so no use of the controllers. It picks up your hands, and you can use your hands to navigate through the menus. And in some games, it's not like completely supported yet, but I can see the future with not using your controllers. I have been navigating around in the whole menu with my hands, nothing, just my hands. And it's so great because that, again, you have your hands and you activate a menu by pinching your index and your thumb. And then if you want to move around, you just move around. You don't have to think that you have a controller in your hand. Like, why did no one else think of this? Seriously, it's the greatest game changer for a wheelchair user that you don't have to have anything in your hand. The only problem is that if you're playing a game like, let's say, Boneworks or any other game where you have to move around, you don't have a joystick. So I don't exactly know how to move around in those games if you don't have a controller, but I'm guessing that we are figuring it out at some point when it's getting more out there. Also, as I showed in my my first video, I cannot use my glasses with this headset here, and that is because that between here on the inside of this rim here, there is 14.5 centimeters, and between here and here, there's 4 to 5.5 here to here centimeters. So it's 14.5 centimeters wide, and from 4 to 5.5 centimeters tall. So measure your glasses if you want to use your glasses first. I don't know why they are not telling you this anywhere. It's not visible anywhere on how wide this is. You can get a wider one. I'm not sure how wide that is because, again, they are not telling you how wide it is. I promised a friend of mine to actually measure it because he's using glasses, so he was curious. Also, another thing, if you have a pet, cat, dog, hamster, and it sheds its fur, then the original fabric that is on here, I have the silicone on right now because the fabric that is under this is a hair magnet. So there's two options. One, either move it away from where your pets are, and there's most likely going to be hairs on it anyway, or put this on. It's actually a really nice fit. This, I need the wider one. It presses against my face here, so I think I need the wider one, but it's actually really nice to have on, and there's no hairs. Okay, anyone that played VR agreed to me that there's nothing more annoying than having a hair like tickle your nose from your pet. Can we agree on that? Moving on, a friend of mine told me that the lenses are like not the greatest in the adjustment, and I agree with him. They are not. You can move them in 3 different spaces. It's a click system. So you push against the side and then you move them in or out. There are 3 different adjustments, and you can see the number in there, in that little spot there. But you can also, I saw a video of a dude yesterday that actually said that you can, if you are good, you can put it between a number. So you kind of have 5 different spots. I have it on the third one, but I actually needed a little tiny bit wider, to be honest. It's not a problem so far, but I need a tiny bit wider, to be honest. I'm a little bit disappointed that there's no like microfiber cloth in the package. They tell you that you need a microfiber cloth to clean the lenses. Why didn't you bring a microfiber cloth? Seriously, put one in the package, Oculus. It would be nice that it actually followed. I tested it yesterday. There's a headphone jack here, and for some freaking reason, they cannot put a 3-pole jack in a headset. It's a stereo headset jack, not a stereo headset jack with microphone. Why not let us use our own microphone? It's the same with the Vive. Put a headphone jack in so we are allowed to use a headphone with a microphone. Like, seriously, I don't understand it. It makes 0 sense for me. Though the microphones are fairly okay. At least they are massively better than the Vive because they're sitting here in each side instead of being here. Where you breathe. Vive, it's to see. Hello. I will give you a video of this where I'm actually testing out the microphone. Hello, this is a microphone test of the Oculus Quest 2. I don't know how it sounds, but let's figure it out. My hand flew. Hello. Test, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hi. Hi, kitty. Meow. The resolution of this is beyond amazing. It's advertised as 1920 by 1080 on each eye. I can confirm that it's higher because according to Oculus app, it's running near 4K. That's a bit higher than 1920 times 1080. On Steam, it's running 21 something times I'm not sure what it's actually running, but it's running to 21 something by something on each eye. That's also higher than 1920. So it's running higher resolution than it's advertised. If you have the GPU for it, that is, on Steam at least. It also supports 120 hertz. You need to go into the settings and add it under experimental. I will put a either video or a picture for this. You also need to add that in Steam. So Steam knows that you are running 120. You can put in a virtual environment along with your desk or your couch. That's also a great feature. Like, there's so many features by this. For the price and the size of it, it blows my mind. The battery in this. I understand why they didn't put a bigger battery in because of the weight. But you can buy a head strap that has a built-in battery on that one too, and it's the same size battery. According to the information sheet, it's a 3640 milliamps battery. Understand the choice to put a smaller battery in the headset so it doesn't weigh a ton, but could we please have double or triple that in the headset strap that you can buy where there's a built-in battery, please, at least for the price? So I will most likely buy the headset strap without the battery, or I have also seen a guy that actually used a HTC Vive Audio Pro strap where he just 3D printed a bracket here so we could put it on. Again, I will put a link in the description below. And then I will buy a battery pack myself, because I found a battery pack with 20,000 and even 30,000 milliamps for, I don't know, 150 Danish crowns. I will put in the video what that is in dollars and euros and pounds. Just okay, this lasts 2 hours on 3,500 milliamps. If you buy 20,000 milliamps, you can run it for an additional 5 hours at least for 150 Danish crowns. I can't see why not. And then I will just make a bracket for it to sit here in the back of the headset to level out the weight. But I've been messing around with it and it loses power fairly quickly, but I'm also having everything on Mac, like 120 hertz and the highest resolution that it allows me and all that. It pushes the headset a fair bit, so it varies on how long you can have it on, like how long it has the power, but I just want the highest quality that I can have. When you set it up, you can set it up as stationary or room scale, where you map out the room with the controller. I am, for obvious reasons, using stationary. It remembers where I sit. I have a spot right here where my sitting area is. I also have a spot in my living room. I'm not sure how many spots it can actually remember, but just that it remembers different areas that you set a play area in is amazing. I've actually thought just to try it out. It's a stupid thing. Just to try it out. Just map out my office here, map out the door, and map out a play area in the living room. just to try it out. See if how big the play area can actually be. Again, just to try it out. I'm not going to use it, but just to see how advanced you can actually make it. The path through cameras are not the greatest. It's black and white and it looks like you're underwater. I would love it to, like, it's fine with black and white, but why the underwater part? I don't understand that. Why not just a clean picture? I know you can do that. I'm fine with not seeing in color. I don't care about seeing color. It's a great headset. I am really amazed. It's completely wireless. I completely forgot that because I'm getting so used to it right now, to be honest. It runs to your PC. You can use a link cable if you want to. I don't see why you would use that, because you can use it's still in experimental version, but it's working amazingly. It's called Airlink. It connects to your it needs connection to your Wi-Fi, no matter what. Then it connects from Wi-Fi to your computer over something they called Airlink. It supports from 50 megabit to 200 megabit per second. By default, it's set to a dynamic version where it feels like it's kind of sitting there on 100, but you can set a fixed one, so you can push it to 200 if you feel like. It kind of depends on how good your Wi-Fi router is. I haven't seen any problems with it. The only problem I have seen is with Steam, because this is not supported default by Steam VR, because it's running over Oculus and stuff like that. So sometimes the games are not quitting as they should, so you need to quit Steam VR to open it up again. That's the only problem I've seen. There's no delay on. I haven't played Beat Saber again. I downloaded it, but I haven't played it yet. But all the games that me and a friend have played, there's no delay at all. No loss of traction because it's inside out tracking. So there's no there's nothing that interferes with it. And it's so great. And to be able to move around as a wheelchair user without freaking cable is so amazing. It's so close to being immersed, so you have no idea. The only next thing would be if every game supported like hand controls, as in my hands, not with the controllers. That's the next part, and it will come. I am fairly certain of it. It will come. I have heard that the grip button on the controllers can end up being stuck when you click them. Then they can be stuck in the controller. I haven't tried that yet. I don't know if it's a normal problem, so maybe, but I haven't tried it yet. I haven't been a victim of that yet. The audio in this headset is coming through these holes here. There is a speaker in there, also on the other side. It's actually a very, very, very good sound, to be honest. For the size of the speakers and where they sit, they play amazing. I think they are kind of using not really, but they're kind of using the bone conduction method, except they are not touching your skin or anything. So it's like kind of not bone conduction, but ish, if you ask me. There is a fair amount of bass in it. The audio is clear, except when you crank it, of course, because small speakers and cranking the audio is always bound to not work completely well. But for just listening, it's great. I have only been using the built-in headphones here. I haven't used a pair of headphones at all, because I can't see why. Maybe when I'm watching movies in big screen, but so far I can't see a reason to use a headset. A friend of mine talked about that it's a bit hard to center your face to the lenses, and I kind of agree. I have been a victim to that. Not to side, because that's how far it can go, but up and down. But that's the same problem with any headset, I feel. That's also the reason that as soon as I find the sweet spot with the strap, then I'm not moving the strap at all. The verdict is that this headset is so much better for obvious reasons. And I can see myself using this more than I ever used the Vive, because there's no wires. So I can literally turn it on right now, play a VR game on my PC, turn it off, put it on the desk, and done. Where with the Vive, I need to have cables pulled out, and it's like a freakishly long cable. This I plug in. I don't even plug it in. I turn it on, and that's it. But yeah, I will buy the pack with the extra facial interfaces. I want to buy a head strap, a more rigid one, not these straps here. I want to buy the Index S strap for these controllers here. That's the plan, and it's the only things that I actually need for it so far. So the verdict is that for the price and the size of this, can do a shit ton of things. It can track wirelessly. It has 128 gigabytes of room, or 256 gigabytes of space in where you can download apps. It's of course wireless, so you can connect it to any PC. You just need the Oculus app on the PC to be able to use it. You can cast to any component. You can cast to your computer using a web browser. You can cast to your phone using the Oculus app. You can cast to a Chromecast through this. I haven't tried the Chromecast yet, but it should be fairly easy. The app was easy, the browser was easy. So there was actually one thing that I missed here. It's the power brick. As I said in the other video that I put up, charging with your PC takes a bajillion years. My headset was on the PC for 3 hours and it got 4%. This is the power brick that comes with the headset. This is the US one, but It doesn't matter which one it is. I can't say if it matters with other versions from UK and so on and so on and so on. But US to EU, I think it is like this for everyone. But a trick to look at over here, under here, can't see because of my green screen, but there is a lot of text, and you just need to look at the input. Mine says input, and then it says 100 to 240 VAC. That means that it can run 100 volts but all the way up to 240 volts. So all I needed to do was go out and buy a multi-power adapter, universal power adapter, where it has at least US in and EU out. This one has everything. So plug that in, bang, boom, and there pops your uncle, and now you can charge it with power from the wall. I also saw a video that people bought like universal power breaks for it, where it just was like USB out or USB-C out to the headset, and it didn't charge the headset correctly, so it actually melted the plastic or the plug in the headset. So use the original power brick. If you're not fine with buying a power brick converter thingy, then of course buy a new power brick. It's completely up to you, but look at the input and see if you actually are, if it's necessary to buy a separate power brick. For me, it wasn't. It works fine. It charges in 2-ish hours. It charges with 2 amps, and the battery in it is, of course, 3,640 milliamps. So 1.5 to 2 hours charging time. It's an amazing headset. Honestly, I wish I had bought it before. Thankfully, I was so lucky that Oculus actually sponsored me with it. But I would buy this personally if I didn't have a VR headset. Even if I had a VR headset, as I have, I would still buy this if I knew how good it was for the amount of money. I am blown away on how good it is. But guys, if you have any questions, put it in the comment below. Any questions? There's no stupid questions. And trust me, now there is coming a stupid question. I can hear that the buttons click. I will answer all the questions to my best ability. Some I might not be able to answer, but I will research it if it's something that I cannot answer by the top of my head. Remember that I am streaming every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday here on YouTube at 2 p.m. EST. I will begin to stream more VR games. And guys, if you like this video, then please press the like button and remember to press the sub button, and then I will see you in the next video. But that's it, guys. I'm off. Have a good day, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye.